Oh man, I don't like
good.
I don't like poo-poo restaurants. Get it? But so I hope that
No, I do. I enjoyed it. It felt good. It felt really good to speak the truth about that.
Well, it's the whole phenomenon of the waitress asking you, how was it? And if you're having a horrible experience, it's so difficult to bring yourself to be brutally honest in that moment. There has to, I find that I just can't bring myself to do it. And I think I have a, not a high capacity, but a high likelihood of being the person who would do that. I'm the type of guy who would be like, you know what, this sucks and they need to know it. And yet I still have trouble being that person.
Well, first of all, people usually ask the question, is everything okay? They don't say, some people do say, how is it?
How was it?
But
that's common.
Well, I recently I was on a date with my wife and we made a decision to tell them that we were disappointed.
To tell them specifically or to tell everyone from here on out? Because you didn't say it at the toilet place.
And it was certain circumstances that had aligned. It was a restaurant that we had been to, together. We went on a double date. Remember this? We went to that restaurant that served the steak that Grant had told us about.
Not the Cat's Cradle, but the other place, yeah.
Yeah, and so I just don't want to mention
Cat's Cradle.
Yeah, I'm not interested in mentioning it because I don't, that's why so don't.
That's why you kept asking me about the restaurant.
I know the name of the restaurant. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you not to say it. So, but we went.
But I thought you said it made you feel good.
Yeah, but I wanted to say something about this one and then give them an opportunity to improve. So we went and we had one of the best meals we've ever had. Remember the first time we went?
Yes.
And then we went back like 3 months later and they had changed the menu and they had changed that specific item and a couple of other items and made them suck. And so, and we knew the people that were involved in starting this restaurant. And so we talked to the waitress a little bit about, we know so-and-so who, helped start this thing. And then we had the meal and it wasn't good. And we were like, we got to tell her. And so we said, listen, we just want to talk to you about our disappointment with a few of these with these items. We were like, what happened to the pork chop? Like it was like the best pork chop we had ever had, done in a certain way, and now you've changed all the ingredients and cooking it differently, and this side is totally different, it's not as good. And then the waitress was like, yeah, I know. They changed the menu and it's not very popular right now. And there was and something wasn't cooked right. Like 3 or 4 things were messed up.
So her response gave you reason to believe there was promise that you had made a positive impact.
And she was like, we are getting this feedback and we really appreciate it. And then she went on to say, we're gonna give you free dessert. And that was when I was like, I'm not telling you so I can get free dessert. In fact, I'm not going to accept your free dessert.
Oh, you told her that too?
Yeah, I don't want free, I'm not telling you to get free dessert. And
you're really bold. Did you have a lot to drink or something?
And I'm still going to tip you. This is another thing. If your food is not good at a restaurant, it's not the waitress's fault. I always give 20% to the waitress.
Yes, it is.
Unless the waitress sucks.
The waitress also makes the food. You didn't know that?
Yeah. Or the waiter. And so, I guess technically, it's 2013, they're all called waiters now. You can't say waitress because it means you're sexist. So the waiter, female waiter, the wait person, I had a conversation with the wait person. And I said, I'm gonna give you a 20% tip because I like you and you're listening to, in fact, I gave her a 25% tip.
By this point, I'm surprised they didn't kick you out of the restaurant. Mr. I have a thought about everything.
No, and then the manager came out. And we were like, yeah, we know that you're a friend of so-and-so's and you were disappointed in this, and you know what, we're really taking that into account and we are working to change that. And I was like, I feel like I made a difference. I'm glad that I spoke up today.
And have you been back?
No.
But maybe you made a difference. I mean, okay. Just to land this ship.
It's the only time I've ever done that, by the way.
So there were a couple of factors.
And I felt like a pretentious jerk while doing it, mind you.
But you did it because you knew someone who worked there, so you felt like you had a friend who you were trying to help, I think.
I had one of the best meals of my life, and then they changed it. I wanted to go back to how
you knew what they were meals. You knew what they were capable of.
Right, yeah.
It wasn't like asking like a reptile to fly.
Or complaining
in non-prehistoric
or
times.
Complaining about a certain new item offered at McDonald's or something.
Because a pterodactyl could fly.
Yep.